Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest has spent the last decade selling real estate in one of the most breathtaking places on earth, Maui, Hawaii. He's passionate about helping others call the island home and thrive in Hawaii's dynamic, ever-evolving market. Please welcome JC Cicchino. JC, welcome to the show.
Aloha, how's it going?
It's going great. Even that greeting, I told you before hopping on here, I'm woefully ignorant, but just aloha sounds like the best way to welcome anybody, right?
I agree. Say aloha also means goodbye, so I'll use aloha at the end as well.
Oh, it's got all right. Hello and goodbye. Do you have family that's from that area, or how'd you end up in that area?
No, so I don't have family that's from here, but my grandparents, so I'm from New Jersey originally. My grandparents bought a house here in the late 80s, and about 94, 95, my mom came to us, my brother and I, and said, "Do you want to move to Maui?" And we said, "We've never been." So she brought us out here. We fell in love with it as well. And then in 1995, we actually moved over here. Since then, almost all my family's moved over. I have 2 uncles, a bunch of cousins, my little brother.
Oh my gosh.
So most of the family's now moved to Maui. My grandparents passed years ago, and my mom currently still lives in that house that my grandparents owned. She inherited it. Yep.
So was it kind of a collective, hey, we're all going to move out there, or was it they saw you doing real well and then they said, hey, let's go move out there?
It's kind of a weird one. It was always my grandparents' dream to move out here. So my mom moved, and then kind of just everybody kind of followed. My aunt moved first after my mom. They lived with us for a while, and then slowly more and more family members moved over. So I don't know. It's just Maui's always had a special place in our hearts. So I think that's in my grandparents' house, which kind of passed down to my rest of my family. So it's just been a slow move over. But yeah, my mom's side's almost all here now.
So I am woefully ignorant on Maui, Hawaii in general. Walk me through what it's like being down there. What's the culture like?
Super relaxed. If you're in a hurry, you're in the wrong place. So it's a very relaxed community. You know, we put in, my girlfriend and I run a couple businesses together. So we put in long days, but we always hit the beach. So we go to the beach all year long. And it's kind of a good way to restore the soul, as being in our wonderful salt water here on Maui. So but relax is probably the best way to describe Maui. Very relaxed.
That's a good thing, though. That's a great thing, right?
I love it. It's there's a twofold to it. You got to slow down, which is good, but it also leaves a lot of opportunity. Because if you're quick at answering your phone and you're on top of stuff, you can get a lot of business done here on Maui, which is really nice. And that's all businesses across the board.
So we're actually from the same state originally. We're both from New Jersey. And I told you before hopping on here, I feel like I'm from like the mecca of being like Italian-American suburb of New Jersey. And I'm now in Dallas or greater Dallas area, greater DFW, to a point where like people will line up outside of Olive Garden. And I'm like, oh no, like I'm far away from home now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Is there anything that you ever think or reminisce about New Jersey? Miss about New
Well,
Jersey?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
It's the same thing. It is the Italian food. I grew up in a half Italian, half Puerto Rican neighborhood, and now Maui, it's very tough to get good Italian food.
It's
We
tough,
found a few pizza places that work, but they're not the same thing as our, old school Italian food that we have in New Jersey. So we work around it and start to make our own sauces and stuff like that to help bring the little Italian back, right?
Now, forgive me for being so, ignorant on Hawaii, but does Maui have a distinct culture from some of the other islands, or is it a very central culture in the islands?
Culturally, it's probably about the same. Oahu's our major city, so we have about 1.6 million people on Oahu. That's probably our busiest island. But in landmass, it's slightly smaller than Maui. So we only have about 160,000 people here on Maui, 140 to 160. So it's not a lot of people compared to Oahu. So the culture is slightly different. Maui's a little more laid back. The Hawaiian culture is very much in our fabric of Hawaii in general. But we have a very mixed group of people. We have a huge Filipino population. A huge white population, Hawaiian population, Samoan, Tongan. I mean, literally a true melting pot here, which is really cool. So we get a lot of cultures.
My family's part Japanese. Is there good Japanese food out there?
Japanese food's fantastic.
Okay.
We're only a 9-hour flight to Japan, so it's awesome.
Yeah, that is less jet lag than going from New Jersey. I wanna ask you about what it's like being an agent on the islands. So there's there's regionality in all real estate, but if you're hopping and going between island to island, how does that work logistically speaking? Is it like boat rides? Is it flights? How do you conduct business that way?
So it is flights. So I only sell on Maui. So I know Maui really, really well. So I refer all my business to Oahu, Big Island, or Kauai, because I don't feel comfortable selling over there because I just don't know it well enough. Maui, I know really, really well. So that's why I only sell here. Now I have friends that are agents that are born and raised on Oahu, also live here. So they'll actually fly over. It's about a 30 to 40 minute flight between islands.
I'm curious to get your perspective, pivoting a bit here, JC, on the kind of regionality of real estate. So we're doing this. We're having a podcast on the Riverside platform on the internet, right? I think it's like 4 a.m. where you are there, and it's like 9 a.m. for me over here. And so I'm seeing a lot more of, I would say, this kind of remote type of workflow and lifestyle in real estate. But I'm still kind of a firm believer in the regionality element of it, and that it's kind of difficult to detach yourself from an area in that regard. And I think probably you feel similarly based on, really specializing in Maui.
Yes. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I to me, if I can't be of full service to a client, I'm not going to sell the area. So for me, yeah, it's definitely Maui is my thing. But yeah, regionally, I know this region really well. Maui itself, outside of, yeah.
I want to ask you as well about you started a business, a cleaning business.
Yes, I did.
And how did that business come about? Are you doing maybe a lot of short-term rental cleaning, or where is the primary avatar of your client?
So it's, I've been in residential real estate for 10 years. I've been a broker for 7. And then I've been always wanting to start a vacation rental management company. It's kind of why I got into real estate to begin with, and then I ended up doing it. So about 4 months ago, my girlfriend and I, my partner of 19 years, my girlfriend, we decided to start a management company. It took a little bit of getting going to get the management going, but so we decided, why don't we start the cleaning company at the same time? And so now we run both of them at the same time.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
That way, as we get more units, the cleaning company can come in and clean our own units. And what we do for the cleaning company is we specifically go after other management companies, and we also go after self-managed. So that's the business that's been really pumping. Of course, real estate's gone well as well. I'm about to pick up 4 more listings, which is nice.
You were mentioning before hopping on here that, the average agent out there may sell, a handful of deals a year, 1 to 3 or something, and you've got a bunch of listings right now. So that's a good thing, right? But we're also seeing, even in DFW, things are sitting on the market for longer. Are you seeing any, and I'm asking this because I'm a creative finance guy, I put these type of deals together. Are you seeing any investors coming in and making creative offers? Are people receptive to that out there, or is that not really happening?
We're seeing them. People ask me to do them. I obviously submit them. I have yet to have a client do one. So most of my clients are heavily cash flush. So they're fine with waiting for the market to turn, hopefully turn on the upside. So we also have a situation on Maui that a lot of investors are holding in general. So we have a lot of short-term rentals here on Maui, and they're holding in general because our county has decided to try to get rid of short-term rentals. It's called the Minatoya Act. So the Minatoya Act is an act that they put in place to allow 7,000 vacation rentals that are apartment zoned to stay vacation rentable. And that was in the 90s. And our council is currently trying to overturn it. So because of that, it's kind of fully slowed down our market where people are neither buying or selling. They want to sell, but they're not selling. And that's hurt all of our condos throughout Maui, not just that 7,000. That's the very short version of the Minatoya.
So I'm curious because when I think of like people getting rid of like the Airbnbs or the short-term rental type of thing, normally I think about it from the perspective of, okay, like the big hotel industry doesn't like this and they've got deep pockets and they can fight back. But I'm also curious, is it also a thing where maybe there's some type of housing crisis in a sense where people are thinking like there's too many investors and not enough homes for, residential single family?
Yeah. And I agree on a normal scale that, across the board, we need more affordable properties throughout the U.S. 100%. On Maui County, it's interesting because these 7,000 units that I'm talking about were built in the 70s and 80s as short-term rentals. They were always short-term rentals. Very few were actually not to be short-term rental. So they were supposed to be grandfathered in. But since then, over the last 20 years, we've had 5 or 6 hotels be built. So they're going after the short-term individual, but not stopping the hotels from being built. So that's the issue that we're having right now. But so, they're going after them to create more housing. But to me, that's not the right way to go about it. We should be building more affordable homes and not taking away property rights from other owners, even if they don't live here. So most of the owners that own vacation rental, I think it's like 8, I might be wrong, 7 to 10% of vacation rental owners are out of state. So that is hard for Maui, but most of that money does stay back in the state or stays here on Maui because they're hiring cleaners from here. They're hiring maintenance people from here, and that money stays here on Maui. So it's an interesting thing. What we have is we do have a housing crisis across the U.S., especially on Maui. So we do need more affordable homes, and our county is just very slow at building those homes. But to me, you shouldn't go after the short-term rentals to make up for the housing crisis if these were built in the 70s and 80s.
So is that already done? Like basically these cannot be used as short-term rentals any longer?
So right now they're allowed to be short-term rented.
Okay.
We've had, we're on our 4th council meeting, a 3rd or 4th council meeting so far. They're supposed to vote on it at the end of the month. My understanding that voting is supposed to put it to full full counsel, and then they'll actually make a decision. They'll either modify.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
The bill, which is what I think will happen, or they're going to try to get rid of them over the next 5 to 10 years. I think they'll modify the bill so that way it's only a select few. They're thinking 2,000 units, not all 7,000. The problem is that we don't have a lot of other ways that Maui generates income. So tourism is our thing. When I moved here, we had sugarcane and pineapple, but that's gone. Sugarcane is now sugar beets in the Philippines and elsewhere. Pineapple's grown elsewhere as well. The labor's just too expensive. So we don't really have an export anymore to make money for Maui. So our export is tourism in a sense.
This is an interesting, I wasn't thinking about going this route, but I hope you don't mind if we get a little granular on the tourism thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I've spoken with quite a few people, and by quite a few, I would say like 10 to 20 people on the podcast and then outside who either have family in Hawaii, and we've had kind of a longer form conversation about, what it's like financially. And people talk about, well, it's really only tourism. The only thing that you can do is tourism, and this makes it difficult. But I also think that on the flip side, it's a huge real estate opportunity. That's, of course, what it's going to continue to be. But also, as we're seeing growth with AI, as we're seeing growth with kind of the remotification, if you will, of employment and workforce in general, there could be more people who are thinking like, hey, I want to go live in a remote area where I'm going to be surrounded by water, where I'm going to be basically chilling. And I think that I would not personally be shocked. I think other people might be shocked, but I would not personally be shocked if there was a lot more people who maybe had type of remote work who started thinking like, hey, if I'm going to, put myself down in one area, what better place than a Maui, right?
Yeah. And I agree with you. We saw that during COVID. So we saw a huge spike in real estate sales right during COVID. All the remote workers started moving to Maui, which was good for them, but hard for the community because like I said, we don't have a lot of housing here. So when the remote workers worked here, they were taking up a lot of the housing. And that is part of how we have a housing crisis now. We've technically had a housing crisis for almost 10 years here in Maui, shortage of homes. But yeah, we do. We still have a lot of remote workers moving here.
Do you think that I'm from northern New Jersey, and so you're from New Jersey as well. The homes that I grew up around aren't affordable to college graduates. Like you're not getting into an $800,000 home probably 5 or even 10 years after graduating unless you have a very specific niche that you're in. I think you need a combined household income of $220,000 a year to qualify for like the very middle class homes that I grew up around.
Yes.
And so, there's a reason why I'm in Texas, right? But I've heard about like modular homes and different alternative housing that people could potentially start doing over there. I don't know a whole lot about that, but I've batted around ideas like what can people possibly do? I've also thought about, it's very centric to that area. Northern New Jersey culture is like very much those people. I don't think they're going to move. Like you can't take those. Most people are not going to do what I did and move to Texas or like move to the Midwest and so on and so forth. Do you think taking that same type of set of issues, right? And for the extrapolating that to Hawaii, do you think that there's any fixes or any problem solving that can be done to address the housing crisis? Maybe not necessarily in the short term, but in some type of mid to long term scenario.
Yes. And I believe it's starting to happen. So I'm sure you're aware Maui had a massive fire 2 years ago. What that's done is obviously destroyed a lot of homes, but the Maui County has sped up some of the permit processes. So permit process to build a single family home is over a year. So it takes you a year to build here, which slows down our growth. It could take 8 to 10 years to get a development up. So the county is speeding that up. Don't know why they take so long. I think they're heavily short-staffed for one. I think
Okay.
it's also possibly a purposefully slowing down the growth of Maui because we don't want to turn into Oahu of 1.6 million people.
Yeah.
So I think that's one. Number two, when they build affordable homes here, you have to only hold them for 8 to 10 years. And to me, that should always stay affordable. Go up naturally with the affordable prices, but if they stay affordable, then we always have affordable. That's another solution. The third solution is to build more condos because we're unlimited land here on Maui. So to me, they should go up, not out. And getting people to understand that sometimes buying a condo and using that as a step stool or a step up to get a house and then a bigger house if they need a bigger house. I also grew up where my mom and dad's first house was only 2 bedrooms, 1 bath.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we should be bringing back. We don't need these massive massive on Maui is 2,000 square feet. We don't have huge homes. We do have some, but the average home is about 1,700 square feet. So maybe we build some smaller homes that can get people in and get single people in or even couples in. And then that would help. And the more they build, the more inventory we have and the more people can live here, that can stay here. I'm sorry. That's a big thing here too, is getting people to stay on Maui, generational, to stay on Maui. Because a lot of people have to move off island because they can't afford to stay here.
The
So
permitting
those are
thing,
things that would help.
I've noticed that. Like, so I don't know what it's like in northern New Jersey in general, but I mean, I'm in Texas, so we've got so many investors from California. Probably you had a bunch of California investors out there as well. And the thing I've noticed just in talking with them is the permitting is in many cases, like if you talk about LA and areas like that, um, it's a long, arduous process. And you compare
Yes.
it to out here, and it's not like that almost at all.
Yeah.
Um, and all, I mean, I know investors who I think I would say this is common in Texas when they're going in and they're doing flips and this type of thing. It's like ask for forgiveness, not permission. So they'll go, especially with flips, and they'll just do everything and then sell the home, make sure it passes inspection. But I think when it comes to the new builds and the subdivisions, it's way easier. It's way easier. And I don't know, maybe because maybe in California it's again maybe max population, but and it makes sense out there in Maui that they might not want to expand so much. But it also puts such a pressure on housing in general. I think to alleviate that, you have to speed up the permitting, and I'm surprised that they can't. I've thought about this quite a bit. Like, why does it take so long in some of these places for the permits? Because that's like the main impediment. If it's taking so long for a new subdivision, like let's figure out a way not to have that. I do want to pivot a bit here, JC, and ask you about the businesses that you're involved in. You mentioned rental management, cleaning, of course, residential real estate. In all of these businesses, would you say that the average client is an investor? Would you say that a lot of it is single-family residential people looking for their primary housing, or is it kind of a mix of different avatars?
So for sales, I'm probably 60% residents, 40% investor. Investor being VRBO or Verbo, Airbnb. I still can't get past saying VRBO to Verbo. It says it's VRBO, you know.
I didn't know there was one or the other.
No, they call it Verbo, so it's just weird for me still. So
Okay,
Verbo, Airbnb, Booking.com. Most of our clients are people that are going to rent it out either through a management company. So about 40% of my business is probably that type of investor, but a majority, 60% of my business is going to be um, the residential, either residential condo or houses. I also do commercial, but commercial only makes about 2 or 3% of my business. For the management company, we only do short-term management, so it's
got
only
it.
investment management. Same thing with the cleaning. We decided to specialize only in vacation rental cleaning. So we don't do residential homes. We do only vacation rental cleaning for the other company. Yep.
We are coming up on time here, JC. Where can folks go if they'd like to reach out to you or maybe learn a little bit more about your business?
So luckily I scored the website, themauilife.com a couple years ago. So I own themauilife.com. So you can hit me up there. I'm also Maui Life Team on Instagram. So please follow me on Instagram. I've got about 10,000 people on Instagram. I shoot a lot of drone footage, a lot of beach footage, and that type of stuff. A little bit of the houses as well, but I try to focus more on lifestyle. So that's Maui Life Team at Instagram, themauilife.com if you want to hit my website, and my cell number, 808-281-3121.
JC, thank you for coming on the show here today.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.